In the heart of ancient Rome, where marble statues stood tall and the whispers of power filled the air, there lived a man unlike any other. His name was Marcus Aurelius, and he was not just an emperor. He was a philosopher, a leader who carried the weight of an empire on his shoulders. But what made him truly remarkable was not his crown or his armies. It was his wisdom, his understanding of power, and his unshakable commitment to virtue. This is the story of Marcus Aurelius on leadership and power, a tale that still speaks to us today, centuries after his reign. Marcus Aurelius was born into a world of privilege, but his life was not one of ease. From a young age he was taught the value of discipline, self-control, and humility. His teachers were not just scholars but Stoic philosophers, men who believed that true strength came from within. They taught him that power was not about controlling others, but about mastering oneself. And so, even as a boy, Marcus learned to face hardships with calm and courage. He understood that a leader must first lead himself before he could lead others. When Marcus became emperor, Rome was a mighty empire, but it was also a land of challenges. Vast ragged at its borders, plague swept through its cities, and political intrigue threatened its stability. Many rulers in his place would have used their power harshly, crushing enemies and demanding obedience. But Marcus was different. He believed that power was a responsibility, not a weapon. He saw himself as a servant of the people, not their master. He once wrote in his private journal, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." He chose kindness over cruelty, wisdom over force. One of the greatest tests of his leadership came during the Marcomannic Wars. For years, barbarian tribes attacked Rome's northern borders. The empire needed a strong hand, and Marcus could have ruled with fear. Instead, he led his armies with patience and fairness. He treated his soldiers with respect, sharing their hardships and listening to their concerns. He did not seek glory for himself, but worked tirelessly for the safety of his people. Even in victory, he showed mercy to his enemies, offering them peace instead of destruction. His actions prove that true power was not in domination, but in justice. But Marcus Aurelius was not just a leader on the battlefield. He was also a thinker, a man who reflected deeply on the nature of power. His writings, collected in a book called Meditations, reveal his inner struggles and his unwavering principles. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." To him, leadership was not about controlling the world, but about mastering one's own thoughts and emotions. He believed that a ruler who was enslaved by anger, greed, or fear could never truly lead. In Rome, where corruption was common, Marcus stood apart. He refused to enrich himself at the expense of others. He lived simply, dressed plainly, and cared little for luxury. He knew that power could corrupt, so he guarded his character with fierce determination. He surrounded himself with wise advisors, men who would speak the truth, not just flatter him. He listened to criticism and admitted his mistakes. To Marcus, leadership was not about being perfect, but about striving to be better every day. Perhaps the most remarkable thing about Marcus Aurelius was his ability to remain calm in the face of chaos. When the plague struck Rome, thousands died and panic spread. Many leaders would have hidden in their palaces, but Marcus stayed among his people. He organized relief efforts, comforted the sick, and gave hope to the fearful. He did not run from suffering. He faced it with courage. His calm strength reminded his people that even in the darkest times, a true leader does not abandon those he serves. Marcus Aurelius ruled for nearly 2 decades, and though his reign was filled with challenges, he never wavered in his principles. When he died, he left behind not just an empire, but a legacy of wisdom. His life taught us that power is not about wealth or armies or titles. It is about character, about the choices we make when no one is watching. It is about serving others, not ourselves. Today, in a world where leaders often seek power for personal gain, the lessons of Marcus Aurelius shine brighter than ever. He showed us that the greatest leaders are those who rule with wisdom, justice, and humility. That true strength comes not from force, but from virtue, and that the measure of a leader is not in what he takes, but in what he gives. So let us remember the words of Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-king, who taught us that to lead is to serve, to rule is to uplift, and to wield power is to bear responsibility with grace. His story is not just history, it is a guide, a light for all who seek to lead with inner strength.